Hey guys, Steven Rourke here, back with another video. Today we're going to be reviewing the Bandai 7-inch Hedorah figure. Now, I did say 7-inch, not 6-inch, and no, that was not a mistake. It's because this guy is a little bit bigger than the average 6-inch Hedorah that I can show you later on. But, in any case, yes, this is the Hedorah I recently got in a box day. The same one where I was shocked to find out that it was made in Japan. Now, I don't know if you guys can see, it's clearly not that, it's kind of right there under the Japanese writing, but it's made in Japan, not made in China, that's the shocker. And so let's get right into the pros about this figure. Now, my favorite pro about this figure, and I gotta be honest with you, is the details. I feel like the detail is honestly the best thing about this figure. It is way above average, and I'll tell you why. The detail with the fact that it's a smog monster is really, really good. I just like the lines made to make this seem like droopy smog around the hands here, and how the smog is kind of just drooping down. Same here, it's kind of just drooping down, and over the head you see like cracks up in the head. You can see lines made that, you know, kind of just like make creases into the figure, not on purpose, however. Just the lines in general, the lines here where the eye sockets are really, really nice, especially, of course, it's the same thing with the other eye. You have the same thing here, the lines made in here, really nice detail on the back. But yeah, overall, the detail to make this just a smog monster is really, really nice. I could really tell that it is a droopy smog kaiju, more so than any of the previous Hedorah figures I had. So that being said, let's move on to the next thing I like about this figure. Now, I do not think this was the best thing about this figure, but it is still above average and is still pretty much almost as good as detail, and that is the paint job. The paint job on this figure I really like because it has a lot of vibrant colors that I don't, unless my memory doesn't serve me correctly, I don't remember seeing them in the original Godzilla vs. Hedorah, and don't judge me because I literally have not seen that movie in over 3 years, which is, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but in this case, I don't remember having Hedorah have all these vibrant colors, but I don't really mind it. I'm not saying that every figure, just because it's supposed to be a figure of whatever was in the movie, has to be exactly accurate. Of course it does, but I don't mind having things that aren't necessarily part of the figure. Like I said, I could be wrong about the vibrant colors. Maybe it did have vibrant colors or whatnot, but what I mean by these vibrant colors are that you could see here the yellowish, the pinkish under the eyes. You could definitely see the bright red that's similar to the Cotton Hedorah I reviewed, I think, 2 weeks ago. It has that really nice red that really just booms out. It stands out. Maybe not as good as the Rodan, but definitely really nice. There are some paint scuffs, which is something I don't usually have issues with a lot of my figures, but this is a used figure that I got off Godzilla x Kaiju Legends, so what can I say? It's kind of obvious that it's going to have paint scuffs. But overall, I like the paint job here, the yellowish here, and like I said, the nice red booming out here, and now it's kind of transforming from pink under the head, from red to pinkish to yellow to orange. It really is very nice. And just the colors in general, you have the typical gray smog color, which is what we're supposed to see. But in general, just the colors on this figure are really, really nice. So like the yellow, the pink, the red. I guess you could say some of the red kind of looks so bright it might be even orange, but in general, the paint job on this figure is really, really nice. So, yeah, let's get on to the cons about this figure. Now, that being said, I do have one major con and one nitpick, so let's get the major con out of the way. And that is, when it comes to the major con, is that there's only 2 joints of articulation. And one way I always like to critique articulation when it comes to Bandai figures is when you look at Spark Dolls, which aren't supposed to be anything really fantastic. It's not supposed to be something out of the ordinary. A Spark Doll is a Spark Doll. It has 3 joints of articulation, pretty nice detail, pretty nice paint job, but overall articulation is almost always average because it's 3 joints. This is a Bandai, and it has 2 joints, and that's always an issue I look for. That is, if a Bandai has less joints than a Spark Doll, I don't think from there on it constitutes as a good Bandai in terms of articulation. And those 2 joints are the arms. So, and they don't even go 360. And I'm not going to make that its own con, but it is definitely annoying because you might wonder, well, there's not really other articulation joints you could add. What would really be cool is maybe if you had the tail not look like it was combined with the rest of the body, and maybe you could move a little bit. I mean, at least I had that with the original Hedorah, and even though I think this is a better figure, it should have that. It should have the tail move separately. It should have the arms go 360, and maybe some slight head movement. Not 360, because that'll look really weird, but enough head movement maybe to have it look to the sides or the other side. And that isn't even, you don't even see that on any Hedorah. But in this case, it'd be cool to have that. So I think it should have 4 or 5 joints. It's really missing a lot of opportunities for joints. And I feel like that's honestly an issue with this figure. And, I mean, at least it's better than the Bandai Creation Hedorah, because we all know the issue with that one. And the other con I have to say about this figure, which is a nitpick, is that the figure is a little bit tall. I don't really understand why it's 7-inch and not 6-inch. It could be even 8-inch, actually. I'm just guessing it's 7-inch because I've done some size comparisons with it and normal 6-inch Bandais, and this is a little bit bigger. I'm trying to remember now if Hedorah was actually even bigger than if Godzilla, and if so, then go right ahead. You could just pretty much picture me not saying this is a con, but in any case, I don't see why this should be taller than the original Hedorah Bandai figure I had. And that being said, let's actually do some comparisons. So here we are. This is, like I said, the original Hedorah I've been mentioning throughout this review. I've had this mainly as my main Hedorah figure for plenty of years. Maybe 3, if I'm getting that correct. Maybe even more. I really don't know. Maybe even 4. But the point is, this is the size comparison. As you can see, this is what a real Hedorah figure should be. Maybe even a little bit bigger, but not so much of a comparison to the point where this looks so much more taller. And yeah, pretty much this is a comparison between the two. So the last comparison would be, alright, that's not transition worked horribly. It would be these two figures. Typical Godzilla. As you know, the suit was reused plenty of movies from 1968 until Godzilla vs. Gigan, if I'm saying that fact correctly to all you Epic G fans out there. But this is the comparison. This is even bigger than this, so if you were to compare these two, it would be size accurate. But if you were to take this Godzilla version out of the picture and maybe do something cool, like compare this to a Godzilla that it didn't match up with in the original Godzilla vs. Hedorah, it's a little bit bigger than usual. So I'm telling you, that nitpick, I'm so close to not even counting as a con, because maybe I'm wrong, okay? Maybe I am wrong. But this is the size comparison between the two. You can tell through here that this is obviously taller. Maybe if you count this huge, like, tumor it has on its head, this is roughly the same size. But yeah, that is pretty much my review on the Bandai 7-inch Hedorah. I would rate this figure a 8.8 out of 10. I honestly don't consider that one nitpick I said earlier to be much of an issue. And I would definitely recommend this figure because the original Hedorah I had is nice. I still recommend you guys get that as well. They're both really nice. But if you were to only be able to get one, this would be the one you truly want. And it's not as common to find to buy as the original Hedorah, so all I could wish is good luck on that part. But this Hedorah is definitely a better choice, and it is a pretty good figure I recommend. And that being said, I really hope you all enjoyed this review. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys later, and bye-bye.